Dear children, wishing you a happy day. I am Tiba ma'am. Welcome to your English class. So already we have completed 3 poems. The Temple and the Body, Lock and Word, Poison Tree, which are meant for memorization. I hope you all are thorough with those poems. Now take your readers and be ready for the class. So in today's class, we are going to see the lesson, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. And note the points in your reader or in your rough note. And read the lesson daily once. Reading is very, very important, children. So please read the lesson daily once. Okay. So A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. So, what do you mean by paradise? You may call it a heaven, the abode of sanctified souls after death, a very pleasant place where you get a very positive experience, likewise. And it was written by Rabindranath Tagore. So a note on the author. Rabindranath Tagore, the greatest Indo-Anglian, born in the year 1861, lived till 1941. He is our national poet. He had a multifaceted personality. He was not only a great poet but also a genius in music, painting, acting, choreography, etc. He was the first Indian to receive the Nobel Prize. He was awarded the honor in 1913 for his Geetanjali, a collection of poems. Now, coming to the lesson. So it's actually a Bengali text which was translated into English. So, Workers' Paradise. So this A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. It is a story about a place where all people work tirelessly on some useful and purposeful work, and how to such kind of a place an idle man by mistake enters into this world of the inhabitants of Workers' Paradise. And then what happens in the Workers' Paradise is the story. So here in this lesson we see two different worlds. One is the world of an idler artist, and the second is the world of the inhabitants of Workers' Paradise. So here in the lesson, starting with the lesson, the man had never believed in mere utility. So what do you mean by utility? Means being useful and profitable. Immediately take a pencil and write the notes there in your reader. So the man had never. So the man here, it refers to the idle man. So here he did not believe in any kind of any work which was useful and profitable. So having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. He made little pieces of sculpture, men, women and castles, quaint earthen things dotted over with seashells he painted. Thus he wasted his time on all that was useless, needless. People laughed at him. At times he vowed to shake off his whims, but they lingered in his mind. So this man, the idle man, he had no useful work. He did not do any kind of work which was very useful, and he spent time in mad whims. What do you mean by whims? Satisfying his own interest, in doing his own desirable things, what he felt like doing. So he did that kind of, spent time in doing that kind of work. he made, so what did he do? He made little pieces of sculpture. He carved, like you can see there in the pictures, like men, women, castles. Quaint means fanciful or attractive things, which is dotted over with seashells, means which is covered or marked all over with seashells. You can see the pictures there. And he was interested in painting. So this is all the work what he did. Thus he wasted his time on all that was useless, so not much meaningful. No, all the work which was not much useful and needless kind of work he was indulged in. And so all the people, they used to laugh at him. So at times he felt very shameful, and he took a decision to put an end to, or to get rid of all these kind of work. Means satisfying his own interest, desirable thing, doing his own desirable things. He wanted to put an end to that kind of work. But they lingered in his mind. But it was in his mind. It stayed in his mind. He was helpless due to his mannerism. He got used to doing all those kind of things. So he was not able to get rid of that. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their test. So some boys seldom means very rarely they used to read. Ply means read or study their books, but still they used to pass the test. Likewise, a similar thing happened to this man. So such kind of a thing happened in the life of this man also. He spent his earth life in useless work, and yet after his death the gates of heaven opened wide for him. So this man, he spent his life in doing all such kind of useless things, but by luck, after his death, the gates of heaven was kept open for him. But the moving finger writes even in heaven. So the moving finger means it refers to the fate. The fate played a role for him. So he entered into heaven after his death. Once when he lived on earth, he was very lazy, idle. He did not do any kind of work. But after his death, fate played a role on him, and the God's messenger sent him to, so the gates of heaven were opened and he was sent to the workers' paradise. So he found a place in the workers' paradise. The aerial messenger by mistake found him a place in the workers' paradise. And the workers' paradise, how will the people be there? They were very busy, always working. So in this paradise, you find everything except leisure. Every time people keep working, no leisure for them. So here men say, God, we haven't a moment to spare. Women whisper, let's move on, time's a flying. All exclaim, time is precious. We have our hands full. We make use of every single minute. They sigh complainingly, and yet those words make them happy and exalted. So all the men there, they used to say, oh, we don't have a moment to spare. And all the women, oh, time's flying. And so moving fast. And all the people, they cry out, time is very precious. Our hands are filled with work. We are fully engaged with work. We don't have even a minute to waste. So they were complaining. They sigh means let out a deep long breath, means expressing relief. Oh, we don't have time to relax, we always keep working. So these words came out from them with happy. They said happily, and they felt delighted in saying that. But this newcomer, who's that newcomer? The idle man, who had passed all his life on earth without doing a scrap of useful work, did not fit in with the scheme of things in workers' paradise. So this idle man, who, like, when he lived on the earth, he spent his time throughout not even doing a single piece of work. So such kind of a person, he has entered into workers' paradise, and so he did not fit to that scheduled kind of work and in the workers' paradise. He launched in the streets absently and jostled the hurrying men. He lay down in green meadows or close to the fast flowing streams and was taken to task by busy farmers. He was always in the way of others. He launched means he moved about very relaxedly, and absently means in the streets very relaxedly he moved about, not paying attention to anything, and jostled the hurrying men, and he roughly pushed against the people. There in the workers' paradise, people were hurry moving about, and so here he just roughly pushed against them. And he lay down in the green meadows. He was lying down in the green meadows and close by the fast flowing streams and all, and was taken. So he was interfering with the other people who was very busy moving about, and was taken to task. Taken to task means he was scolded by the busy farmer. So I told you, like in the workers' paradise, they were very busy, and so he was just interfering with them and interrupting in the way of others in their work. So all the farmers, everybody, they were just scolding him. So here a bustling girl. So that in this workers' paradise, a bustling. What do you mean by bustling? Moving in a hurried way, means very energetically. A girl always she used to go every day. She used to go to the torrent. So what do you mean by torrent? Torrent means it's a strong and a fast moving stream of water. So a girl, she used to move very energetically with to fill her pitchers. Pitchers means there you can see in the picture, you can see she holding a pitcher, means a large jug. So every day she used to go to that torrent to fill the pitchers. And there it is said silent torrent. What do you mean by silent torrent? So here, like in the workers' paradise, so they keep working, so they need much of energy. So even the stream, the torrent, the fast flowing stream, on its flow, it did not want to waste its energy. So it flowed very, it did not make a heavy sound. It was flowing very silently. The girl's movement on the road was like the rapid movement of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. And so next here it explains about the girl's movement, how the girl moved on the road. So the girl's movement is compared to a expertised or a well practiced hand, how it plays on the strings of a guitar, how fast it or swift it moves on the strings of a guitar. Like that the girl used to move on the road, and her hair was carelessly done. So she did not carefully plait her hair, it was carelessly done. And inquisitive wisps. Inquisitive means very curious. Wisp means a small thin bunch of, so here it is hair, peeped over her forehead to peer at the dark wonder of her eye. So I have told you she did not plait her hair carefully, and very thin bunch of hair, it fall over her forehead to see the dark wonder, the dark pupil of her eye. So the idler was standing by the stream. So the girl, she used to go to the stream to fill the pitchers every day. So the idler, every day he was standing by the stream and he used to see the girl. And the girl saw the man and she felt pity on him. As a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity, so the busy girl of heaven saw this one and was filled with pity. As a princess takes pity on a beggar, like that this girl, she took pity on this idle man, because he was not doing any work, simply standing there. So she took pity on him. Aha, she cried with concern. You have no work in hand, have you? She asked. So the girl asked, so you don't have any work? Don't you have any work? The girl asked the man. The man sighed. Work? I have not a moment to spare for work. So the man said, Oh, I don't have a moment to spare for work. So the girl did not understand his words and said, I shall spare some work for you to do if you like. So if you're ready to do any work, I am ready to give you some work. The man replied, Girl, girl of the silent torrent, all this time I have been waiting to take some work from your hands. So the idle man, he said to the girl, I have been waiting to get some work, to take some work from your hands. Girl asked, what kind of a work would you like? Then the man said, will you give me one of your pictures, one that you can spare? So he asked for the pictures. One of your pictures, can you spare? Can you give it to me? So that she asked, a picture? You want to draw water from the torrent? So the girl asked, so do you want to fill water or do you want to take water from the torrent? No, I shall draw pictures on your picture. So the man said, the idle man said, no, I don't want to do any kind of work like filling water or taking water and all. I just want to draw pictures on your picture. The girl was annoyed. She was slightly angered. Pictures? Indeed, I have no time to waste on such as you. I'm going. And she walked away. So the girl was a little bit angry and she just walked away from there. But how could a busy person get the better of one who had nothing to do? So here it is a rhetorical question. In the temple and the body, I think you remember, what shall I, a poor man, do? Already you have learnt about rhetorical question. So here, which has no answer. So how could a person get? So the girl is a very busy girl. She cannot get any work to be done by that idle man. So every day the girl and the idle man, they met in the torrent, and every day he went on asking to the girl for the picture. Girl of the silent torrent, give me one of your clay pictures. I shall draw pictures on it. At last she couldn't refuse and she accepted. She gave him one of her pictures. So I think, so for today's class, half of the lesson I have taken. So read the lesson twice or thrice every day, like today and tomorrow. Keep reading the lesson till point number 21 I have taken. Read it. Okay, now let me explain the question answers. So the first one, what I am going to explain is question number 4. Why is in your guide? Okay. Why is the torrent in the workers' paradise silent? So the torrent doesn't want to waste its energy singing. So it flows very silently. Why did the girl of the silent torrent feel sorry for the man? The girl of the silent torrent felt sorry for the man as he was not idling and not bustling about doing some work. So the girl, she felt pity on him because he was idle and not moving about energetically. He was not doing any work. So she took pity on felt sorry for the man. And big question answer, like additional question answers. How did the man lead his life on earth? So what did he do? So he did not do any useful work. He made pieces of sculpture. He made small pieces of sculpture like men, women, castle, and quaint, means very fanciful kind of things, which was dotted, which was fully marked, covered with seashells. He painted, and then he spent his time on all the things which was useless and needless, and people used to make fun of him, and he used to feel like put an end or get rid of all those fanciful things. How does Tagore compare the man to certain boys? So how does he compare to boys some boys, they do not read and study for the test, but still they get a pass. Likewise, this man, though he led a lazy kind of life, idle life when he was living on the earth, but he was sent into the heaven. Then how did the man behave in the workers' paradise? How did he behave in the workers' paradise? He lodged in the streets and lay down in the meadows and uh, and uh, and he was near the fast flowing streams. He was lying down and he was scolded by the farmers, all that. Then describe the girl in the workers paradise. So this girl, every day she went to the torrent to fill her pitchers. She was always bustling about, moving about energetically. And then about the movement on her on the road, like how she moved, like the rapid movement, the fast swift movement of a expertised hand, how it plays on the strings of the guitar. And about her hair, how it was carelessly done. And the wisps of hair often peeped, means a curious thin bunch of hair fall over her forehead, and to see the wonder of her eye. So she was busy with her work that she had no time to dress carefully. So these question answers please go through carefully. Learn all the meanings and synonyms and the antonyms what is given in your reader, and the antonyms what is given in your guide. Synonyms what is given in your reader and antonyms what is given in your guide. Please go through all those. Clear, children? And about the home assignment, learn 1 to 6 question answers. Okay, learn 1 to 6 question answers and additional question answers 1 to 5. All that you learn now I have explained. And in your classwork, write, if possible, please get pictures and stick there. And question answers, classwork 4 and 6. Please write it. Okay. Thank you, children.